Hi everyone, today I want you to make a visual recipe. So instead of writing out all the words, instead we're going to draw some pictures. And I'd like you to think of what you could do to make an unusual sandwich. It doesn't have to be a gross sandwich, but it could be unusual, things that you normally wouldn't put in between two slices of bread. So go ahead and start drawing out those things. So I'm going to go ahead and make my bread slice. Does it have to be regular slice of bread? No, it could be a baguette, it could be a bagel, it could be an English muffin, it could be anything you want. But think about things that you might not put in there that could not go together. And one thing that I want you to think about is texture. Okay, so when we talk about texture in art class, a lot of times I talk about how does something feel, right? Is it bumpy? Is it smooth? Is it rough? Those are all words that we use to describe things we touch with our fingers. But think about the texture of your food. How does something feel when you chew it? There can be crunchy. It can be soft like a banana. It can be crispy. It can be cold and crunchy like a cucumber. It could be chewy, right? So there's lots of different things that we could say to describe how a food feels when you chew it. But think about that when you start adding these things together, because the more foods you can think of with different textures, the more unusual your sandwich is going to be. Just for the sake of coloring, I like to think of foods that have different colors, because something that we think about when we cook is how does my food look? If I'm making something, I usually try to add lots of different types of colors to it so it looks pretty when I cook it up and when I put it on the plate. So I already made a banana, a piece of lettuce, a strawberry, certainly not things that we would normally put in a sandwich, but hey, you never know how it's going to taste until you put it together, right? So I want you guys to be really creative with this. If you're not sure what something looks like, see if you've got it on hand. Do you have, I'm writing here, I'm just drawing some little tortilla chips, some spicy tortilla chips, but if you're not sure what it looks like and you need to take a peek at it, go ahead and see if you have it in your refrigerator or on your counter. If you don't have it, then maybe you could find a picture of it so that would help you draw what it looks like. But the key here is just think first and then draw it. So all I'm doing is making the picture, I'm putting a plus sign, and then I'm going to go ahead and color it in. So we listened to the book Carla's Sandwich, and if you look at the drawings in that book, the illustrator did some really cool things with how she had things sort of sticking out of the sandwiches to give you an idea of all of those different textures and colors she had in her sandwich. So we're not doing it exactly in the same kind of way. We're drawing each ingredient, but you can still get a really nice effect here. So I've gone ahead and added some blueberries, and I made those spicy tortilla chips. Usually would not put those things together. Who knows how that would taste, but that's what makes this fun. So I've gone ahead and started writing in some of those ideas that I had down, and you can certainly write those in too if you want to. And I'm just making my title nice and big. So it's a nice little exercise for you guys to practice drawing out some different foods and to think a little bit creatively on how you could combine those things together.